I don't expect to sway the outcome of the budget vote with this speech, since it happened already. But I certainly would like to echo our fine chairwoman's comments to the extent that my respect for you as the chairperson and your team, Assemblyman Bersacelli, all the staff, OLS, Republican, Democrat, our team, Nancy Munoz, Ned Thompson, Rob Clifton, and the folks behind me who help us just handle this massive task and all of the time and effort that goes into this. So you've conducted yourself really well, Chairperson, and we're grateful for your work. I must say that the events of the last week or so have changed things, in my estimation, for the better, because we're certainly raising less taxes, although we still are raising some taxes and fees. I was a little surprised, and the last thing I expected after the process of not raising taxes on the successful people in New Jersey and other taxes is that we would actually have a legislative version of this budget that increased spending by $142 million. Now that this budget has been adopted, in the last 2 years, there has been over $4 billion of added spending, plus the governor's $1.1 billion of savings, which means that we are spending $5 million of new money. And yet, the rate of increase on the pension payment, because of a re-rating and a little change in the way we do bookkeeping, is $100 million less this year than it was for the previous 6 years. I would rather have seen us keep paying at that rate, because the sooner we pay more in, the sooner we can take care of the pension for the people who work here in the state of New Jersey. School funding. You would think with $5 billion worth of money available over the last 2 years that we would have been able to take bigger steps. This budget funds $206 million of additional money in school funding. Yes, it's the greatest amount of money we've ever appropriated for school funding, the K through 12, to be specific. But with $5 billion, we should have been able to be more aggressive with that, and then force that money back into to reduce local tax levies and help our local property taxpayers. As I ride around the state and look, I'm in real estate sales now, you can just see condition of houses because people's deferred maintenance is starting to add up on their houses in areas you wouldn't expect it, because they're competing with the cost of property taxes in the state of New Jersey. And we really need to address this through reform. We've heard about it. We haven't seen any action on it yet. Obviously, the stuff for the senior freeze and the veterans is all good. There's no doubt about it. But that middle-class property taxpayer that most of us represent, who gets in the car at 5 o'clock in the morning and drives to work, works all day and comes home, and is fighting to pay that property tax because the state has not, over time, not necessarily us, but state over time, has not met its responsibility to properly fund education and things like the pension in the state of New Jersey. So move money around. I feel like I'm watching the deckhands on the Titanic rearrange furniture on the deck of the Titanic while we're heading towards some icebergs that are out in front of us. Some are significant. We still have the pension liability, which some of that $5 billion could have been a little more aggressive towards getting that paid down sooner. Paying the bills we owe now rather than adding new programs. We still have health care costs and pension costs in the future, and the plans need to be reworked, or that's a big one that we might have to avoid as well. School funding is still out there. And again, I'm going to circle back one more time to property tax, because that's the most difficult tax for the middle-class New Jerseyan to pay. So hopefully going forward, if our revenues stay as robust as they are, and they've been robust, to be able to spend $38.7 billion, we can reprioritize some of that money moving forward and that revenue growth to take care of the beleaguered property taxpayers in New Jersey. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.